conventional. Luke, why don't you walk us through the matchup?
So we've got Burning Abyss with a bit of kaiju thrown in, a bit of speedroids.
Yeah,
Pretty standard. Pretty standard
usual stuff.
Some
Although
usual stuff.
no Phantom Knights, which we're used to kind of seeing.
No Phantom Knights. He's playing a wide range of the Burning Abyss monsters against Medolce, but with bit of speedroids, bit of kaiju thrown in. It's just all about the bit of speedroid, bit of kaiju, something else.
Yeah, it seems to be kaiju. UK seems to be very kaiju friendly.
Very popular. Yeah. So I think Lucas is kind of, he's going to be using his kaijus to deal with any bad things that his opponent's going to be playing, and then just outright OTK like Medolce used to do.
Yeah, it's basically you're using the kaijus because it's so good against the Cosmo matchup, and Cosmo being the expected #1 deck, despite the fact we haven't actually had any of the Cosmo decks on the stream as of yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be seeing them in the later rounds, but everyone seems to be main decking their Cosmo. Their kaijus.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also so many different monsters beginning with K there.
Yeah, I know Jack quite well. He was playing the BA deck, and he was telling me about his. He decided to play BA because of Booby Trappy.
Oh, well, because you can use the Beatrice to then get any floodgate you need. Like in this case, Raw Decree and
Mask Restrict.
Yeah, Mask Restrict. Yeah, that's very important in this matchup.
Yeah, so he's only playing 1 Decree, 1 Spell Fragrance, because if he needs it, he can just use Booby Trappy.
Yeah, that's really cool, because this normal trap lineup is only 1 trap in the entire deck, which is 1 Breakthrough Skill. Right, I think the players are already set up at the table, and we're good to head there, and we can get this match started. I believe Jack's taking the first turn. Okay.
Some beautiful Kyber Corpse sleeves there.
Oh wow, yeah, those are not really easy to find in this part of the world. Yeah,
that's really nice.
I like those.
One of the things that I've just seen straight away in Lucas's side deck is he's got a couple of copies of Shadow Imprisoning Rare that might cause problems for Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. There. He's playing. Actually, Jack's playing triple Twin Twisters, so he probably won't get caught out too hard by that.
Yeah, well, BA they can play Twin Twisters because they just don't have to pay the cost.
Well, they pay the cost vaguely.
Vaguely. Wow, Jack actually opens Terror Top here, so that's great opening.
And Instant Fusion.
Yeah.
And he's got Maxi and Effect Veil, so he's very well protected, and he also has a good start, and he's got Regeki for the clear. That's a really good start for.
Oh no, sorry,
Lucas. That was Lucas's hand.
That's Lucas's hand.
Oh, okay, yeah, Lucas is looking pretty good.
Oh well.
We see the handshake going.
So Jack also opened Terror Top. So
Effect
straight away.
Twin Twisters. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Jack's still looking pretty good in that hand as well. So straight away with Terror Top. So yeah. Oh, why didn't Lucas decide to use the Effect Veiler?
Because he's going to go for the Maxi. He wants the cards.
Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, when you have both, I remember when I was playing Necros, you would sometimes have to think to yourself, do I want to play Maxi or do I want to play Effect Veiler? And all the way back to Dragon Rule as it was with Maxi and Effect Veiler, you think to yourself, do I really want to play Effect Veiler and stop their play, or do I need more cards in my hand?
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of want the cards early. I mean, the Effect Veiler is kind of like that clutch. You kind of want that to be like your clutch moment when you're throwing that down, because Effect Veiler doesn't deal with anything. It just kind of tries to stop your opponent. You kind of hope your opponent stops there. But if you can get 3 cards out of the exchange, 3 cards for you is better than effect negation.
Yeah, I think Jack's just straight up ignored that Maxi and played through into all the way to Dante and Beatrice.
Well, actually, he did normal summon the other Speedroid monster. I'm sorry, is it Tenonborg?
Tick-Tom-Borg,
yeah.
Tick-Tom-Borg, there we go.
It looked like he
That's hard work.
It is. We should talk to whoever names those.
So he normal summoned the Tick-Tom-Borg.
We're going to see Regeki. That's actually fine for Jack.
So just going to use Beatrice's effect.
Probably get Graph.
Yeah, let's see where he goes here. Interestingly enough, I was speaking to a few players, and one of them was saying that the guy who played, it was top 8'd Providence, YCS Providence with BS, didn't even play Graph. He just said, "Oh, I don't need Graph. Graph's not important."
That's just so weird to hear someone just literally just say, "Hey, this affects special summon from the deck at literally no cost," and it's like, "Hey, this card's great," and it's like, "No, I don't need it."
Yeah. So Jack gets the Pilgrim here,
and he gets
he gets to revive the Dante with the Sir and Dante's effect to bring Scar back to hand. So that Regeki wasn't all that good for...
That Regeki made the situation worse, because Pilgrim actually... Is the Pilgrim a quick effect? Oh, we're going to see Effect Veiler on the follow-up Terratop from Jack. Alright, Lucas still has access to his normal summon.
Yeah. So the Pilgrim can't be targeted at all, so...
Is he a quick effect, or is he just... Yeah, it's Journey for plus turn.
Yeah, Journey plus turn, yeah.
He's got a Scrum in his hand, so he can actually use this effect.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to see Hoot Cake.
Yeah, so this is where Jack now knows what he's playing.
Jack's been playing for a long time. He probably remembers the Midolchi decks. Of
Oh, definitely.
how long is that? Invasion? No, not Invasion. Was it Order of Chaos shortly after that, wasn't it? I can't remember where the Midolchis first started appearing.
It was Return of the Duelist.
Okay,
Return of the Duelist was Midolchi Magdalene.
Ah, yes. Sorry, that was quite a way off. Sorry from where I'm remembering.
So he did the play of summoning Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake gets Angeli tributes itself for a Messenger Lata. Messenger Lata's effect allows you to go and search for a spell or trap. And there's MX Saber Invoker.
He has a ticket as well.
Yeah, his ticket. So you're going to be able to go and put the Messenger Lata onto the field with MX Saber Invoker.
And we're going to see Midolche to Tiramisu, is that right?
Tiramisu, yeah.
Tiramisu. Like the dessert. That's how I'm trying to remember it.
Yeah.
Non-targeting removal, right?
Yes. Yeah, so that Pilgrim's not going to be a problem for Pilgrim, but Jack decided to, on summon, get use of that effect by pitching Scarm, sending it from his hand to the graveyard.
That's just really weird, because he's putting the Burning Abyss monster straight back in the extra deck, and most Burning Abyss decks only play the one Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss. Jack is actually playing two to go alongside his free Dantes and his free Beatrices, and he's also got the Dante back. And do you think he's at any risk of getting OTK here, or is he just...
No, I think this is where Lucas's plays ends.
Yeah, the Effect Veiler on the Terratop, do you believe that was the correct call, or do you think he should have held off a little bit for the Tiramisu? Well, he had actually no idea what he was playing against.
Yeah, he had no idea, so getting it on the Terratop was a reasonably good move. Like, if he'd have then overlaid into something, he would have only veiled that instead, which
and so
was worse.
Yeah, because then he's dealing with a much better monster.
Yeah. So Lucas also has instant fusion. That's pretty good. So he's going to go ahead and probably get Norden here.
Jack may very well get OTK'd here, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to think that he might.
Tiramisu is 22. 22
yeah.
plus the 16 from M Saber Invoker.
Goes and
that's
instant
not an
fusions.
Norden.
That's Carbonella Warrior.
Huh, well, I wasn't expecting that.
No.
Oh, well, of course it makes actually a lot more sense since all the Dolce shuffle back to the deck.
Yeah.
And there's a double attacker for 44 right there.
Yeah. So Jack's going to pick up his cards. Wow.
Yeah.
That was quite explosive. I thought his play was going to end there.
Yeah, that effect, after the Effect Veiler came down, Lucas was able to push an OTK straight through.
Yeah, wow. That was a really swift game.
But Jack should be a little bit more prepared for this. Jack's, well, I'm pretty sure he's not going to have his Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries in, because he has absolutely no way of getting rid of the Tiramisus because he's not playing them anywhere.
Nope. Yeah, he's not playing any. There's no overlap, in fact, between their two extra decks.
I don't think he actually has anything in his side deck for this matchup. To be honest, this side deck is not full house. You're not playing that against this. Mask and Restrict, also not playing this.
No, I think he just needs to be more prepared. To be honest.
Yeah, well now he knows what his opponent's trying to do. He might be in a better position.
Yeah.
Also, that's kind of since he's playing absolutely zero defensive cards in his deck, that he can actually use in his opponent's turn. He was in that position where he just wasn't going to get anywhere.
Yeah. So we saw Lucas there straight away putting in Shadow Imprisoning Mirror into his deck.
Very, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Probably also going to see. No, there doesn't appear to be much else either.
No, there's nothing else. No, there's absolutely nothing else. Just the Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. I think that's going to be not even that effective, to be honest, against Jack, because he's playing 3 copies of Twin Twister.
Yeah, and he also has the speed words to fall back on, so he can use the speed words to go into Grand Pulse, and Grand Pulse can take out the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. It's not quite the lockout card it used to be.
No.
It's kind of like a speed bump, really, for him.
Yeah, speed bump. I like that.
No, actually, I wasn't trying. That one just unfortunately came out.
Yeah, speed bump for his speed words.
Yeah, you know what? I opened the door on that one. I just shouldn't have.
Yeah, you should have just held the door then. Okay, so going into game 2 here, Lucas must be feeling pretty good about this. He's playing quite a cool OTK deck. So when you're in this kind of situation, when you're playing, quite an all-in deck, it's a pretty good position to be in, just because you can be like, you know what, I'm just gonna try an OTK, and it's probably going to work within 2 games.
Well, when you're playing a deck like this, that goes completely against the grain of what people are expecting, you have to win that first game.
Mm-hmm.
You have to win on your opponent not being prepared, otherwise you're just putting yourself in the worst possible position against an opponent who beats you and goes, oh, now I'm also prepared for your strategy, so then your games 2 and 3 are going to be naturally harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lucas opens quite well. He's got Terror Top again, he's got Kaiju Slumber, Hoop Cake, Messenger Gelato, Magellin.
Okay, he's going places.
Jack's just opened a ton of hand
oh,
traps.
this is the drawback of playing so many hand traps, although he's
got a Rhino.
Yeah, the Rhino's set face down.
Yeah, and a Cattle Call as well.
And Maxi, Cattle Call. Really interesting. Why has he gone for Cattle Call, Luke?
Yeah, I'm also interested at this.
I mean, there is something in his extra deck that we've been neglecting to mention, which I think he might be maybe considering.
Yeah, so there is a combo that Jack has here. If he can Cattle Call into the Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon and then banish it temporarily with Farfar, he can then get it on the field and have it at full power, so it's unable to be affected by its opponent's card effects.
So BA can actually play towers, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Everybody run, hide the kids, hide the kids. This is crazy.
Yeah, so you can. It's a fortune tune that you can send it away and then special summon the Ultimate Falcon, and then if you Farfar it away, it comes back with full effect. Now this is what people have been telling me. I'm not too sure about what the ruling is behind that, but this is what people are playing it for. You temporarily banish it with Farfar, and when it comes back, it's got its full power.
Yeah, Jack just needs to get through his turn, and he seems to be in a good position with that Fiendish Rhino down.
And he's drawing a bunch of cards off of... he just drew a bunch of cards off Max C, and then...
He's got 2 Effect Veilers.
Yeah, so he just Effect Veiled the Invoker.
So yeah, he's basically forcing Lucas into a locked position.
Yeah, bit of a poor position here. So I think it's Jack's turn now. He just drew. So...
Oh, we're going to see Max.
That's not a good thing to see in this position.
He might just go straight up to the... Oh, because he's playing against Kaiju as well. He hasn't seen any of Lucas's main decked Kaiju monsters.
Neither players have seen either of the main decked Kaijus yet.
So if he does go for this... Of course, because the Fiendish Rhino is going to go to the graveyard.
Does he have a Farfar?
No, he doesn't need to. He's got the Fiendish Rhino he's sending to the graveyard. So he puts down the Ultimate Falcon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fiendish Rhino goes.
He just puts the Ultimate Falcon down. And then, he can use the Rhino, send Farfar...
There we go.
There we go.
Who needs to play Raid Raptors when you can just play it in Burning Abyss?
Yeah, so during the end phase, the Ultimate Falcon is going to come back and going to be at full power because its effect's no longer going to be negated. So it's not going to have all the effects that it usually would for the...
because it doesn't have a Raid Raptor XE material.
Yeah, but it's unaffected by card effects, full stop.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty hard.
And again, it's all about detaching. So it's just here is Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. Deal with it.
Yeah. And Jack. Jack already still has like a bunch of cards in his hand as well to go
Yeah.
stuff. But he's burning Abyss monsters. He can't actually do anything while he's holding a Falcon. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber.
Yeah. So
Okay, so the reason
Okay.
he's doing this is because he can banish the Kaiju Slumber from his graveyard. Don't know if he can do it this turn or next turn. So he can then tribute his opponent's Ultimate Falcon and give him a Kaiju, so he can get it off the field this way. I don't know how big that one, that Thunder Kaiju is. I think it's
33.
33 or something. He's
I
not,
thought the
not
biggest.
quite big enough for
I thought
Falcon.
the biggest kaiju was 33.
I believe so.
Yeah. So during your main phase, except the turn, this card was sent to the graveyard, so he can't do this turn.
Yeah.
But still, he's going to be able to attack over Karma Seal, and he's going to set up with his Medulcha Magillin this turn. That allows you to go and search for a Medulcha monster from your deck, and add it to your hand.
A Catcall is one of those cards that's going to be remembered for as long as we're printing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because it's always going to, any time that a combo opportunity appears, people are of course going to go back to this card. So as long as we're printing any of the types mentioned on the card, it's going to be something to keep in your your boxes of tech.
So instant fusion into the Carbonolo Warrior again. There's a Dweller. So I do actually think that Lucas is in a great position here.
Yeah, Lucas can literally just wait till next turn, and then he's got an answer to the Falcon, and he's got the Abyss Dweller in the meantime to keep him.
Keep that in check. Yeah. All things considered, though, Lucas has got 2 trap cards as well. So Jack's going to have some kind of twin twister action going on here.
They're both Shadow Imprisoning Mirror.
Are they both?
Yes.
Wow.
Light Imprisoning and Dark Shadow Imprisoning.
Wow. Okay. Light Imprisoning for Dante.
Yeah. But he can just still make Grand Pulse here and actually just snipe the ones that he needs to.
I'm trying to think of a way that Jack can possibly banish the interrupted Kaiju Slumber, but I don't think there's a way. No, I don't think there's a way for him to do it.
No, he doesn't. But then, he's built this Falcon under the condition if his opponent can't answer it, he wins, and if he loses it, he doesn't lose. He hasn't lost the game for the way he committed to it.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So as you said, Jack's going to go to Grand Pulse here, and then detach to the Terratop.
Yeah, and he can attack over both monsters.
Yeah.
And Lucas will have to still give Jack a Kaiju.
And Lucas isn't playing all that many of all of the different Kaijus. In fact, he's only playing 4. So he's already seen 2 of them.
Yep. No, that's the third, so he's only got 1 more in there. But I think at this point, the Kaiju engine has done its job. He's not very likely to be stuck on.
Yeah, at least Ultima Falcon gets
Very firmly gives that to him and says, "Get that
Yeah.
Falcon out of here."
Yeah. So let's see where Lucas manages to go with this.
I'm going to see a hook kick.
I'm gonna banish something. Doesn't matter which monster. I'll banish Carbonolo Warrior because he can.
Yeah, sure, why not? That's not exactly. Jack doesn't really have a very big field. He has another Effect Veiler in his hand, doesn't he? Oh, but the Light Imprisoning Mirror.
Light Imprisoning Mirror wouldn't negate Effect Veiler. Because I think Light Imprisoning Mirror is
Field and Graveyard.
Field and Graveyard, yeah. Because I was actually just thinking about that a minute ago. I was thinking, oh, what happens if Lucas has Effect Veiler for the Grand Pulse? But obviously it's only Field. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just on the field.
Okay, so Effect Veiler is still fair game.
Yeah. So he's passed here. So Jack's got a Kaiju monster.
Yeah, but it actually stops him playing any of his Burning Abyss monsters, so he's got himself... yeah, he has managed to clear the mirror out, but now he's still stuck with this water monster that has nothing to do with the Burning Abyss archetype, so he's got to figure out how to get this off the field.
Yeah, well, he needs to... I don't think he plays many Rhinos. He only plays 1 copy of the Rhino. No, he does play the full 3, sorry, I thought it was 1. Yeah, he plays the full 3 copies of Rhino, so potentially. We have Shatter on the field as well.
The plus 500 attack to all Medolchi monsters, and anytime they go to the graveyard, they go back to your hand, right?
Anytime that they would be shuffled into deck, they can go back to your hand instead. I think because if you have to have the Shatter and the other spell card,
the ticket.
Continue ticket, yeah, that's the one. Let me just double check that. It's such a long time since we've seen Medolches. In all honesty.
In fact, we didn't even have a live stream when Medolchi. Actually, no. The last time I think I saw Medolchi was World Championship Rimini 2014 in the Dragon Duel, and that was the longest game we have ever casted on a live stream.
Yeah. So if a monster would be returned to the deck by an effect of a Medolchi monster, you can add it to your hand instead.
And here comes
Cool.
the ticket.
Yeah. So ticket. As soon as you've got both Shatter and Ticket, that gives you a big potential for your plays.
Levy the Sea Dragon, Dolce Angeli, Torium Zoo. He gets his Kaiju back. Well, back to the deck at least, and he clears out Jack's other card.
Yeah, so Jack he's not running low on life points, but still, we could see an instant fusion to take the game again. But I don't think he's got one.
There's not much more damage that needs to go through. You've got to remember there's plus 500 attack on each of the Dolces.
Yeah.
So she's on currently on 27. The Messenger is 1500 base?
No, I think it's higher than that.
16 base.
Yeah, I think it's 16.
So he's on 21. So he's got 21, 27 plus 18.
Yes, actually that's enough. That is enough damage.
There we
Yeah,
go.
well
Yeah,
played.
Jack eliminated by the Medolchi Kaiju deck. We will get Lucas on here to interview, so we can talk a little bit about his deck, because this is obviously a massively unexpected underdog for this tournament.
Yeah.
Um,
That was pretty impressive actually.
yeah, it went off both games there, and he
Yeah.
basically put
And
he put Jack in a position where Jack couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And Jack even had Ultimate Falcon
yeah,
in
yeah.
Burning Abyss.
Yeah. Of all the decks to have it in. Wow, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Listen,
well,
not much more to say about that. It was big OTK plays by Lucas, just doing what the Medolchi deck does, and
yeah,
summoning the Tiramisu to be able to shuffle away all the problem cards on your opponent's side of the field.
well, in this case it was just shuffle away any cards,
Yeah.
and then just use the window to attack.
Yeah, I didn't feel like Jack had board control at any point.
No, I never. With the exception of when he had Ultimate Falcon,
Even then, it was
like a shaky board control.
Yeah,
like at
like-
best, it was like this is very fragile.
there was already plans to get rid of it.
Yeah, as soon as the Slumber came down, it was like, oh yeah, don't worry, I can still deal with this. But this is why he's playing Kaiju in the main deck to specifically deal with things like the Falcon and deal with Cosmo ships.
Cosmo and things like that.
Yeah, Jack unfortunately having his super secret tech here being hitting the crossfire with cards that are already popularly being played to deal with other problem cards.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go and grab Lucas. Sorry, I was looking at Jack's name. We're gonna grab Lucas, bring him over here, and get him to walk us through the match. Okay, we're just yep.